without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good afternoon. I gotta change my headphones here.
A little loud for you?
Can't hear. Oh, there it is. Welcome in. This is the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary are with you today. Rico, hello.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
It's going fantabulous.
Good.
How about
Good.
yourself?
Not too bad. Feeling great. That's not sarcasm either.
I was like, are you?
No,
feeling
I
great?
feel perfectly fine once
Good.
again.
Good.
And got tested once again, still negative. So I know there was one person that said on the text line that, like, Nick,
That's the vid.
that you got COVID. I had the same thing last couple weeks or whatever. As of right now, I keep testing. I keep getting negative.
We
So,
still good. Thank goodness.
yeah, literally, it's just here I am. So either way, it just sounds nasally. So I apologize once again. As always, 402-464-5685 Honda Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line, both those open for you the entire show. Feel free to interact on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And then you can always play us on your Alexa or Google Home devices.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get too far into Huskers discussion, I want to remind you guys that you can always nominate. That's the word. Nominate anybody that you know to receive a care basket courtesy of Beatrice Bakery. Today is our day. We'll give away a couple care baskets today, so feel free to text in on the text line, 402-464-5685. If you have any nominees, we'll give away a couple today, but then you can always head over to theticketfm.com and do it that way as well. We'll get an email, and we'll be good to go there. Really good stuff from Beatrice Bakery, so please feel free to nominate anybody, even if you just want to put a smile on their face, and we will be all good to go from there. So here in about an hour and 52 minutes to be exact, Nebraska men's basketball will play Wisconsin. Greg Gard and his guys come into town, ranked, I believe, 11th in the country, Rico. And it's going to be interesting to see how Nebraska responds after their COVID break, right? Or not even the COVID break, just not playing for so long.
COVID pause.
Yeah. And there's obviously other things going on. There was an interesting article that Jimmy Watkins of the Omaha World Herald wrote yesterday that kind of gained some steam. I don't know if you guys read it. I want to talk about that a little bit because it mentions the topic of in-state recruiting once again.
That is a big deal.
It is.
Every single in December signing day and February signing day, it always gets brought back up, and it's a massive deal.
Well, but we talk about it in the scheme of things as it's big for football.
People forget
we haven't talked about in-state recruiting a ton for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is becoming more and more important as the years go on.
As Nebraska,
because the talent is getting a lot richer in terms of basketball.
The state of Nebraska's basketball talent has been exploding on the boys' side, men's side, on the women's side, girls' side. It's been pretty solid.
It's been just fine
for a decent amount of years. And you talk other sports, baseball. Nebraska is a fantastic state for baseball players. Volleyball, it's a fantastic state for volleyball players. The track and field scene has exploded. I don't know if anybody's noticed. Darius Luff, Lincoln High graduate. Mm-hmm. He's at Nebraska right now. He's one of the top hurdlers, not only in the Big Ten, but in the nation. Yeah. So in-state recruiting for track and field has also taken off. So the other sports have found success keeping the athletes that go to high school or grow up in the state of Nebraska at the University of Nebraska, whereas some of the bigger programs, and i.e. really just the two, football and basketball, which is a little harder based on, the fact that on the basketball side, you haven't had much history, not recent history, because you have history. You have great history. Eric Strickland's teams, Tyronn Lue and all those guys, but recent history hasn't been very kind to you on the basketball side of things. And on the football side of things, it's kind of the same thing. And you hear, stories of recruiting stories from guys in state about Nebraska stopping by and talking to them or not talking to them. So it's one of those things with those two sports.
Well, and I guess your program, when you're looking at Husker men's basketball, well, I guess even football you can put into this category. It just hasn't been very stable.
Mhm.
Like it's not in terms of coaching staffs. It's not extremely stable each year. Like Bill Moose tried to, inject some stability when he extended Scott Frost an extra year, just a year after he had signed him to a contract or
Mhm.
whatever, and tried to extend him to inject stability into the program and for the fan base, even when Nebraska was not winning football games at that time. And you could argue that they're still not winning that many football games right now. But
And the stability is not there.
The stability's not there. With Husker men's basketball, you wonder what back-to-back seasons of very poor results,
Sub double-digit wins
Yeah.
possibly this season.
what that does for the stability in your program. Now, with that being said, and we'll kind of touch on this as we go along, Nebraska basketball has recruited well. And these last couple of years, give Matt Abdelmassih, give Fred Hoiberg, give all those guys credit because they have recruited well. They're about to sign their best recruiting class in school history in 2022, once again, after they just signed their first 5-star in 2021 with Ramel Lloyd, Blaise Keita, who right now is currently the number 1 junior college player.
Blaise Keita
In the
is
country.
tearing it up
So
on the JUCO race.
there are things to point to be excited about Nebraska men's basketball. However, there have also been things in previous years that we can point to be excited about Nebraska men's basketball. And once again, there's just some disconnect there, right? There's some disconnect or one piece that going into the season you feel like Nebraska has, but then you get halfway through it and it's, maybe we needed something else or a different type of guy or some guy that has a different strong suit, if that makes sense. And so it's kind of frustrating as we go along. And Jory says this here: baseball program skyrocketed off from the start with the addition of Rob Childress. Oh, excuse me. Baseball program skyrocketed off from the start, and with the addition of Rob Childress, it's unreal. And I think Nebraska baseball will get very used to Big Ten titles and postseason appearances. Yes, and this place is awesome when Nebraska baseball is rolling.
Yes.
Like last summer, it was a blast to see how they went to they won the Big Ten title on the road. Then everybody kind of gathered around, whether it was on social media, whether it was through the radio, whether it was just whoever you saw on the street, to be pissed off that they had to go on the road to Arkansas. And then, and this is coming from a guy that was the day that they played, whoever they play, NJIT in their first round. And it was like, man, there's no way Nebraska loses to NJIT. And then they fell down early on, and then they come back and they win it comfortably. And then they beat Arkansas. Like that whole weekend was unreal.
When they beat Arkansas, I thought Twitter was going to crash. I thought the streets in Lincoln were going to be filled with people just extremely excited. It was exciting.
Well, and it could have been if they would have beaten them a second time. Like,
oh my goodness.
I worry that it got lost in the sauce, right? I fear that it got lost of how encouraging, important, and big that win, even though it was just one win against Arkansas, to do it in the postseason on the road at their home field once again in a season where Nebraska was not picked to even finish close to the top.
I think they were lower middle.
So like with that win was huge. And so like baseball, yes, I said it yesterday, or I said it a couple days ago, March 15th, come on. I want those 50-degree baseball weathers when you have a 110 first pitch against Columbia or the Citadel. Like, give me those every single day of the week, because I'm all in on those. But
baseball has done an amazing job.
I mean, they just got a commitment from a freshman. I believe his name's Senstock is his last name, Joey Senstock, who's a freshman at Lincoln East. Like a freshman. They're like, you talk about investing and having to get into the homes of guys early. It's proving that that's not just football. Like it can be talked about quite a bit for football. We just talked about it a couple of days ago, but like it is the same for every single sport, and they are understanding. Will Bolt, Lance Harvell, Rob Childress now, even Coach Marcuso, they're all understanding that you have to invest time in these guys. And despite them being from Nebraska, being from Lincoln, yes, Nebraska carries weight, but you still have to recruit them.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be recruited, and they deserve to be.
Wasn't it that kid from Norris a couple of years ago, 8th grader, committed to Florida State?
Yep.
So, and Texas A&M for the longest time would come into Nebraska and pick the best players and take them down there when Will Bolt was down there, when Rob Childress was down there. So,
yeah.
The other schools, the other universities know how good the talent in Nebraska is. And ever since Will Bolt got here, they've experienced success. They have been getting commitments from the in-state players left and right, but they're also still going out of the state and bringing some talent into the state. But the thing is, they're keeping the players in Nebraska, from Nebraska, at Nebraska.
Well, one of the guys, to be specific, Bryce Matthews, they went and got him from Texas. But also, don't forget Max Anderson's kind of story, right? If it wasn't for the COVID pandemic and super seniors being able to return to college, then Texas A&M would have taken Max Anderson, and he would have been down in Aggieville.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, he had to open up his recruitment once again. Will Bolt, luckily the former A&M assistant himself, is here at Nebraska, and he just went to Millard West and plucked Max Anderson out. And then bam, Big Ten Freshman of the Year right there.
Beautiful. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Like there are ways that you can still invest into guys early on while keeping roots, while keeping the importance of in-state recruiting going, and still building your program.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that make sense? So I wasn't intentionally going to go off on a baseball rant,
but you love it.
But I love it because once again, give me those early March baseball games. It's 45 degrees, 1:10 first pitch, and it's cloudy in the sky, and it's a 1-0 win. Give it all
you
day.
Want that?
Ball doesn't fly. Yes.
I kind of want that.
We're not going to have this talk, but give me the 2-1 ball games where it's defense every single game.
That does sound fun, but also I want a little bit of offense. Like, give me the 2-1 and then follow it up with like a
11-0,
a 12-3 game. But like all three are like solo home runs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Just something crazy.
It will be cool to see how much the ball flies this year with Husker baseball, because now you have, Griffin Everett, Max Anderson, all those guys returning. They need to find Colby Gomez is going to be coming off of a shoulder injury. Don't forget, Colby Gomez is still in that bullpen.
Your first baseman and your closer from 3 seasons ago, really, also.
Yeah.
People forget he was solid before he got hurt. We'll see how he looks coming off that injury, though.
We get this text off the text line. This is really cool. This is what it's all about. It says, just heard you guys were talking about Darius Luff, the hurdler from Lincoln. That's my son. Really like this station and very glad you guys are talking track because no one really does around here. Hey,
I love track. I love track and field so much.
Rico's a track and field guy from day one. So
no, I do need to get more into Husker track and field, but I did see Darius Luff, who look, the dude in high school was just crazy. He is so smooth over the hurdles. It's mesmerizing. Like if you needed to teach somebody how to hurdle, it would just be a video of him hurdling. Like it's so smooth. He gets so low. Everybody hits him. All the guys hit him because they're high hurdles.
Yeah.
But the way that he just glides over it, just as you're supposed to say, you do not jump a hurdle. You hurdle a hurdle. It's just an extension of your running form. You're just lifting the leg up. You're going over, snapping that lead leg down, coming right over. He does it so well. It's a joy to watch.
Wow, Rico, you're teaching me all these things,
dude.
Rico.
I love track. Like I said, I need to get more into Huskers track. I need to find out all the people that are competing, because Nebraska has a solid track program, indoor and
Big
outdoor.
time.
Their throwers are just one of the best groups in the nation. Their hurdlers are fantastic. Their pole vaulters are amazing. Like it's gorgeous. I ran on their track a couple of times in college, and the indoor track, never on the outdoor track, unfortunately. Sad, the Ed Weir track, rip. But the indoor track,
You-
one of the
you were
only
mad about that.
I
weren't you?
was extremely upset.
I'm sorry.
One of the only hydraulic tracks in the Midwest, I believe, or somewhere south or west of like St. Louis or something. I don't know the exact specifics. It is very rare to have a hydraulic track though, and it is fast and it is fun.
Does Oregon have a hydraulic track?
They do not have a hydraulic track.
Really?
I think theirs is just
Oregon
race.
is like
Arkansas,
everything.
which is one of the better track programs in the nation. They don't have a hydraulic track. It's just raised. So the straightaway where you run your sprints is in the middle of the track.
Oh, interesting.
I've always wanted to run there. It looks gorgeous.
I'm gonna have to look up a picture during the break.
I had a friend who ran there, Kenzo Cotton, in case people know who he is. One of the fastest sprinters in the state of Nebraska. Ended up going to Arkansas. Ran at the Olympic trials a couple times. It's the homeboy. I coached him his last year of summer track because I was too old and I couldn't run anymore.
Nice work, Rico. As always,
Just throwing
402
stuff out there.
Yeah, nonstop. As always, 402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln hotline, starter Heyman text line. Feel free to hop into the conversation that way. Okay, we only have a couple minutes left in this segment, so before I guess we'll go into in depth in the in-state recruiting for Husker basketball because, like I said, Jimmy Watkins from the World Herald had a really interesting article, and I kind of just looked at the former high school standouts of the last couple of years and now even after this season to see where they're at, how are they doing, all that stuff. And it's kind of not eye-opening, but just kind of interesting. I think that's a good word. Tonight, though, Husker women's basketball plays Wisconsin at 8 p.m. after the men's play at 4 p.m. It is Australian night.
Ooh.
It is Australian night, and I hear that they are playing the Australian national anthem.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Maybe we need to grab the clip.
I think we should.
Okay, we'll grab the clip. Let's go ahead and head to break. When we come back, we'll play the Australian national anthem and talk about in-state recruiting for basketball and the Husker men's basketball game against Wisconsin next up on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatch mac burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant, and you can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings. Bagels and Joe is ready for winter with white chocolate raspberry cream cheese, great on any bagel. And try a grilled Italian panini for lunch with ham, prosciutto, banana peppers, and provolone on a sun-dried tomato bagel. Bagels and Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season, enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
When it's really cold and your furnace goes out, the last thing you need is somebody who just wants a piece of your checkbook. Several families were told they had a cracked heat exchanger and needed a new furnace. Fortunately, they called Bryant for a second opinion. Many were found to only need minor repairs. Anytime you need furnace repair, call the experts at Bryant first. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Old School with DP and J.
I learned this about the difference between the college game and the NFL. Every play is designed offensively and defensively for one guy to make a mistake, whether it's being out of your gap, forgetting the blitz, forgetting a check on offense, forgetting the snap count. In college, it might be explosive play, 15 yards, whatever you deem as explosive play. The pros,
all of them are house.
All of them are. The guy will hit his head on the goalpost.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies expected here for our Thursday. A little breezy with northwest winds gusting over 20. We'll top out near 40. Heading into tonight, partly cloudy, a low dropping down to 15. Cloud cover lingering into our Friday, very seasonable, as high temps will once again be in the upper 30s, close to 40. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is God by sea.
All right, that is the Australian national anthem. It is Australia nights for Husker women's basketball tonight. As you know, they have 3 Australians on their team: Jazz Shelley, Izzy Bourne, and Ruby Porter. And so really, really cool thing that Husker women's basketball is doing. They're going to play that national anthem tonight at the game. Once again, we didn't really talk about this, but the Huskers tweeted out something earlier this week. I can't remember the day specifically, but if you have a ticket for the men's game, you can use that same ticket for the women's game to get in. So
I just wish it wasn't so late.
8 p.m.
I wanted to take my daughter, but she goes to sleep at like 8:30.
It'll be fine, Rico. Bring Ellie.
She will fall asleep.
Have
there.
fun
And
putting
then
her to
I will
bed.
have to carry her out, and then she'll wake up at some point, and then she won't go to bed until like 11.
Are you able to bring like KJ to that? Just
We
and he
took
just
him.
like sleeps everywhere.
Yeah, we took him. We didn't have that. Like
Maybe
everybody
chill.
always does, like the headphones to cover up baby's ears because it's super loud.
Yeah.
We didn't, and he still fell asleep, and he was fine.
Oh, perfect. So
he slept for like a quarter and a half.
So like tonight, KJ wouldn't be the problem.
No,
it would be Ellie.
It would 100% be Ellie. She gets
Ellie,
very
if you're
excited.
listening, I'm sorry. But you're the problem.
She's a daycare. She's
You're-
always
you're-
the problem, but I
you're
love
the
her.
problem.
She's great.
You're going to be single dadding it next week.
Yeah, not the whole week, just a couple days.
Are you
but
ready?
No, I am not.
So no video games next week.
No,
I'm sorry, Rico.
that's fine. I'll be fine.
All right. Let's talk in-state recruiting. 402-464-5685. Once again, nominate anybody that you may know for a care basket, courtesy of our good friends Beatrice Bakery at the ticketfm.com, or feel free to text it into the Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Okay, so we were talking about kind of in-state recruiting and some of the high school guys that we may not think about when in terms of basketball, right? Because and the reason that this was kind of all brought up was Nebraska men's basketball plays Wisconsin today, 4 p.m. Shortly here in about an hour and a half. And so Chucky Hepburn, former Bellevue West guard, is coming back to Nebraska for the first time. And it's not going to be the first time that a former Nebraska guy plays or is on the opponent against Nebraska. Like, it's not the first time or anything like that. But Chucky is fitting well at Wisconsin. He's not averaging like great numbers, but he's fitting in well. He's averaging like 7. Yeah. So his numbers are pretty modest, but what he does defensively and just the fit that he is for Wisconsin is what is drawing so much attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Jimmy Watkins of the Omaha World Herald had kind of an interesting article yesterday. Talked to Matt Abdelmassi, talked to Brian Woodard of Bellevue West, the head coach for the Thunderbirds there. But first of all, I want to talk about, or I want to kind of just mention a couple names that Nebraska has unfortunately missed out on.
I'm going to guess the
will
schools they're
continue.
at.
Okay, go ahead. Well, first couple are easy. Chucky.
Wisconsin.
Yep. Hunter Salas.
Gonzaga.
Donovan Williams.
Oklahoma State.
Okay. John Tanji.
Colorado State.
That is one that Rico and you and I were talking about during the break.
John Tanji.
He is at Colorado State, guy from Omaha Central, pretty under recruited in both me and Rico's opinions, and a lot of people.
He led the state in scoring at like 30 some points a game and had 0 Power 5 offers.
So John Tanji scoring 10 points, a little over 10 points per game at Colorado State. But here's the kicker. 48% from beyond the arc. One thing I wanted to mention about Hunter Salas as well, true freshman at Gonzaga, averaging a little over 15 minutes per game as well.
That's some decent time.
Decent minutes, right? And then Chucky is starting at Wisconsin as their point guard, fitting in well. Donovan Williams had an ACL problem at Oklahoma State, so he had to sit out a year. All right. So then you go look forward. Oh, I guess 2 more names that you could put in. Baylor Shireman is kind of a smaller
South Dakota State.
South Dakota State. I can't remember if he was at Aurora.
He was
or
at Aurora.
Auburn.
No, he was at Aurora.
Okay, so Aurora.
I remember because he was my 93-7 the ticket player of the year as quarterback.
Oh, perfect. So he was at Aurora, and then you can even throw a guy like Charlie Easley in there just because he did make it to Nebraska eventually as a scholarship guy. Brought in as a walk-on because of numbers, but eventually got a scholarship at the end of the day as well. So then you look ahead to next year. Excuse me. Nebraska's missing out on Jason Green, Miller North guy, going to Creighton, and then Isaac Trout as well.
Virginia.
Going to Virginia. So it's interesting.
Wasn't there's somebody in Millard that ended up going to Stanford.
Max Morrell.
Yes.
Yep. I did forget that guy as well. So Max Morrell as well.
I think it was somewhere in Millard. I don't remember where.
Yeah, he's from Millard North.
Okay.
Yep. Excuse me. So a lot of guys that have been at high Power 5 levels now. And finding success. It's not like all these guys are going and just getting washed out. So that's kind of eye-opening to begin with. So like I said, Jimmy Watkins, Omaha World Herald, wrote an article about Chucky Hepburn's journey, which I will say, phenomenal story by itself, right? If you want something good to read, head over to there and check it out. But he asks a question in these, in his article that says, why aren't any of these guys Huskers? And Matt Abdelmassih says it's because of all the analytics available. Bellevue West head coach Doug Woodyard says, quote, historically, Nebraska has not been as successful as a place like Wisconsin or Gonzaga, something that me and Rico kind of alluded to earlier. He continues by saying there's been several coaching changes, so it's hard to establish a relationship. Nebraska has hired 5 coaches and the new staffs that come along with that in the last 23 years. So
I'm pretty sure Gonzaga's coach has been there since 99.
Well, you talk about that. Well, and then you look at like a place like Wisconsin, and I know it may be wrong to compare Nebraska, Wisconsin, Gonzaga. Like, I'm not trying to compare the programs because obviously Nebraska has or does not have as rich of a history as Gonzaga in the tournament and postseason success and all that stuff. But
it's just comparing those because that's
still
where players went.
5 coaches in the last 23 years, and that in those 23 years, Nebraska has 1 tournament game appearance, and they got blown out to Baylor. It's not a place like Wisconsin where, unfortunately, you have a guy like Bo Ryan who retires and then can hand it off to Greg Gard. It's just, unfortunately, Nebraska just isn't kind of like that place, and so it's kind of stinks there. But like I said earlier, Nebraska, it's not like they are hurting in the recruiting department. So this is where I want to leave it open for you guys, open interpretation. So feel free, send in your comments, 402-464-5685. We'll get to them here in a short time. But like I said earlier, Nebraska has done well on the recruiting trail. We're not trying to say that they're really lacking in terms of recruiting. Matt Abdelmassih has done a great job recruiting high-level guys. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, hasn't translated into wins.
The
right?
guys that they have been recruiting have not gelled despite the amount of success that they have had at their previous stops, whether that is high school, whether that is at a separate college and they bring them in as transfers.
Bingo.
They've brought in men who are really, really good basketball players. The problem right now in Nebraska is that those skills that all of those guys share do not work well together, or at least they haven't worked well together in the short amount of time that they have been together. And we're not saying just because you recruit guys from Nebraska to go to Nebraska that all of a sudden everything will be hunky-dory and it'll work. But when you've got guys in the state who are getting recruited by other Power 5 schools who have the amount of talent that a Wisconsin or Gonzaga would like to bring them in, maybe try to keep them in the state.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not like it's for sure going to work, but there's a chance, as with football and the walk-ons and just the guys that you keep in the state, that they play a little bit harder because they're putting on for the place that they grew up, the place that they know and they watch on TV, because it's just on the local channel. It's not on the national channel. So it's one of those things where you keep the local guys in, and there's a possibility that things could work out.
I didn't put this in my notes, but there was an interesting part in that article where they were asking Chucky about, did you ever think that you would be at Nebraska? And Chucky said something along the lines of, in 5th, 6th, 7th grade, no, I never Nebraska. But he said, then I met Coach Miles freshman year of high school. Nebraska was the first school to offer me, opened my eyes to what Lincoln was like. I liked the scene. I liked the area. And in his sophomore year of high school, Chucky Hepburn, and this is from Chucky's mouth,
himself,
was 85% sure he was coming to Nebraska. But once again, it goes back to, unfortunately, the instability that is surrounding not only the Nebraska basketball program, but just the Nebraska football program as well. Right. So that was kind of eye-opening as well for me personally, is that just, you don't think about how many coaching changes over however many years, 5 over 23, what that can do to future recruits. So I guess that would be a pushback, and I'm kind of thinking out loud here. Maybe that could be a pushback in terms of keeping a coach when they're not succeeding. Does that make sense, Rico?
No, please explain.
So instead of if a coach has yet to find success in a couple years, in his first couple seasons.
Mhm.
Okay. And this is not Fred Hoiberg. This is just a general coach.
No name coach.
Maybe you give him more chances, give him or her more chances so that recruits feel like there's a sense of stability.
So when
It's
when you build a relationship with a coach, you're not worried about
him
if
getting
you
canned.
do it. Yeah, if you do it in your freshman or sophomore year, you're not worried about by the time you are close to graduating that person is going to be fired.
So like similar, like think about that is
I think that might have been part of the reason Scott got a contract
Bingo.
extension
Exactly.
after his first year, is because you want to keep the relationships that you're building with the younger kids, with the younger recruits going, so that they're not thinking, oh well, 3 years down the line he's going to be fired, it'll be my senior year, I don't want to have to worry about that, I'll start focusing on different schools because he won't be here at that time. So that could be also with the Fred extension, it could be he's got a strong recruiting class coming in, we want to keep them on board, so you let them know, hey, he's going to be here at least next year, maybe 2 years. So he will be here when you get here. You will be playing for this coach.
So one kind of quote that stuck out to me, and feel free to give your thoughts as well, was before we get to break, and we can continue this conversation on the other side. But Matt Abdelmassih in this article with Jimmy says, and I want this to be in the back of your mind when I tell you that Nebraska is signing their best class in program history in 2022, highlighted by Ramel Lloyd Jr., highlighted by Blaise Keita as well. But this is a quote from Matt Abdelmassih. With all due respect to the kids that have been in state, I feel like the kids that we have added are quality players in their own right. I think it would be a major concern if you were not getting the in-state kids and then also getting any quality talent from outside the state. I don't think it has anything to do with our approach. I feel pretty strong that our approach must be working with the kids we have added in our program. End quote. Nebraska, under Fred Hoiberg, is 20-58 overall and 5-42 in the Big Ten. Let's go ahead and head to break. We'll continue this thought on the other side. Go ahead and call now, 402-464-5685. We'll do Nick Trivia. $15 to the Upside Bar and Lounge. We'll do that. We'll give away a couple care baskets courtesy of our good friends at Beatrice Bakery. And we'll continue this Husker Hoops talk next up on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Winter is upon us. Is your home prepared? If your furnace isn't keeping up or you've thought about replacing it, John Henry's has a new year, new unit special. When you purchase a select heating and cooling system from John Henry's, we will give you the furnace for free. There are also equipment and LES rebates up to an additional $850. This offer expires February 28th, so don't miss out. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call or text today.
435-5555. Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
When it's really cold and your furnace goes out, the last thing you need is somebody who just wants a piece of your checkbook. Several families were told they had a cracked heat exchanger and needed a new furnace. Fortunately, they called Bryant for a second opinion. Many were found to only need minor repairs. Anytime you need furnace repair, call the experts at Bryant first. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Today on Hey Culligan, unnecessary contaminants. Here's the referee.
Hey, Culligan, that's a flag on my water for flagrant foul taste.
Ooh, that's a tough one, ref, but the solution is a Culligan Smart RO drinking water system that reduces up to 58 contaminants, making your water safer and delicious.
Yeah, I guess I missed that call.
And with the Culligan Connect app, you always know when your filters need changing.
The water's up and it's good.
Good call, ref, and we're already on the way.
Try a Culligan water softener for just $9.95 per month. Go to CulliganLincoln.com.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season. Enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
What are you doing, Sip?
I thought the chickens could use some more light in their lives.
So you're building what exactly?
It's a motion-censored switchboard. Duh.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Of course. Ow! God!
Ow! Seems like a job for a professional.
Just one more wire. Yep, there you go, right there.
Don't be like Sip. Call Joe at Ambition Electric for any of your electric needs at 402-217-3415.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips. Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great? Come on back and have a seat. Good asks you what haircut you'd like. I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today? Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Old School with DP and J.
I learned this about the difference between the college game and the NFL. Every play is designed offensively and defensively for one guy to make a mistake, whether it's being out of your gap, forgetting the blitz, forgetting a check on offense, forgetting the snap count. In college, it might be explosive play, 15 yards, whatever you deem as explosive play. The pros,
all of them are house.
All of them are. The guy will hit his head on the goalpost.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, final segment here on the happy hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. All right, a couple things here. Go ahead and call in now, 402-464-5685. Rico came up with the trivia question today.
Yes, I did.
Let the people know what your trivia question is.
All right, everyone. As you all know, Ben Roethlisberger is retiring today. We all knew that all season, but he made it official today. How many touchdowns did Ben Roethlisberger throw in his career? His, 19-year career? It's probably not 19, but
Yeah.
all years with Pittsburgh. How many touchdown passes did Ben Roethlisberger throw in his career in Pittsburgh?
All right. And then, like we said, today's our day to give away a care basket courtesy of Beatrice Bakery. So feel free to head over to theticketfm.com to nominate anybody you may like to receive a care basket courtesy of our good friends over there at Beatrice Bakery.
Mhm. Today, the recipient of the Beatrice Bakery care basket, care package, cake basket is
Basket of Wonder.
Basket of delicious wonder is the wonderful staff at Little Brooklyn Daycare, where I send my 2 children. They have done a fantastic job of staying open and staying clean during this pandemic and having a place to send our kids during all of this so that we're still able to work and Rachel doesn't have to work from home with 2 kids, running around and sitting on her lap and everything. Has been a blessing. And they worked so hard. They've assisted us in many things and witnessed a couple of milestones for our children and done the great thing and not telling us, letting us experience it ourselves. But they have helped Ellie learn how to use the big girl potty. So that is
awesome.
fantastic. And they're just so friendly and so nice and so caring. And Elliot loves them. I'm sure Cade loves them. So they've done such an amazing job, and they're so fantastic that I think that they deserve a delicious basket box of Beatrice Bakery goodies.
Awesome. So like I said, head over to theticketfm.com. You can nominate anybody just to put a smile on somebody's face around the community for a care basket courtesy of our good friends at Beatrice Bakery. All right, call now, 402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln Hotline for $15 to the Upside Bar and Lounge. How many career touchdown passes did Ben Roethlisberger throw in his career? That's Rico's. It's not even Nick trivia today. It's more Rico trivia.
Rico trivia.
I was going to do something along the lines of Brad Davison from Wisconsin, but I
What
don't.
was going to be the question? How many years has Brad Davison been at Wisconsin?
Thousands.
75.
He's been there a long time.
Has he? Okay. 6, 7.
It has 6.
6?
It is
Nice.
6. I don't know if that counts a redshirt year or not, but
There's
that's
the
6 on
there's
there.
the COVID year, so that would be 5. He had to have redshirted at some
Medical
point.
maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, we have a contestant here.
Who it is?
Derek. All right, we got Derek on the Honda of Lincoln Hotline. Derek, how's your Thursday going, man?
Oh, not too bad. Almost over at this point.
Good stuff. All right, how many career touchdown passes did Ben Roethlisberger have?
418.
Yep, that's right. Rico's got to get the sounder. Nice work, Derek. You win $15 to the Upside Bar and Lounge. Appreciate you playing. Big Sky will get your information here momentarily.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yep, no problem. So 418 was the correct answer. Literally all you had to Google, folks, was Ben Roethlisberger career touchdowns.
He is 8th all time.
How do you know all these stats right now?
I looked up Ben
Rico?
Roethlisberger stats.
You a big Ben Roethlisberger guy?
No, I like to be topical.
Okay.
So when something happens, I like to look things up just in case I need them.
All right.
Ben
sounds
Roethlisberger
good.
retired. I want to find out how many touchdown passes he had. He's 8th all time. There are 2 people currently active ahead of him. That is Tom Brady, who was number 1, and Aaron Rodgers, who is number 5.
Wow, Rico coming in with some track info early on.
Matthew Stafford
Staying for the Big
and
Ben.
Russell Wilson are the other 2 active players in the top 20.
Do you know how cheap you can get tickets for this afternoon's game for Wisconsin, Nebraska?
For the men? 12.
No.
8.
No.
5.
$2.
Oh.
You can get them from Vivid Seats for $2. Do we expect a big crowd at Wisconsin, Nebraska men's game, 4:00?
I'm going to say something that might sound rude.
Uh-oh.
There might be a larger cheering section for Chucky Hepburn.
Ooh. Yikes.
Yeah.
What is the reaction
When Chucky hits his first 3?
No. What are we saying tomorrow if Nebraska wins?
All of the words. First off, that's a top 25 upset.
It's top 15.
It's your first conference win this season. It's your 7th win on the season. It could be something you can build upon to get some sort of momentum down the stretch, not to make like a tournament run or anything. That's not going to happen, but some momentum down the stretch to win a couple more games. So it would be a massive win, and I would probably need to go into the dictionary to find more words, the encyclopedia and all that, thesaurus, and find some more words to use to explain my excitement level if Nebraska were to pull off the upset.
What are we saying now? Flip side, what are we saying if they go out and
lay an egg?
Yes.
We're gonna keep talking the way we've been talking.
Nothing changes.
Not really.
Yeah.
You
fall to 0-9 in the conference.
You were facing the number 11 team in the country.
So Rico,
with one of the best players in the country in Jordan Davis. So
yeah,
I mean,
most
if you lose, it's more the same.
Good point.
Just don't get blown out.
Just to update you guys, excuse me, Nebraska is 192nd in the net. They are ranked next to Winthrop, Valparaiso, Gardner-Webb, and Southern Utah. Nebraska themselves would be qualified to Wisconsin as a quad 4 victory or quad 4 loss. Nebraska is 0-6 against quad 1 and quad 2 teams and 6-1 against quad 4 teams. With that being said, let's hope that they can get their first win of the Big Ten season today, 4 p.m. But for the happy hour, we're done until tomorrow. See ya.
Adios.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community